Following the success of Borderlands 1 and 2, 3 had big shoes to fill, and I would say for the most part, it was, for about 80% or so. You see, the general consensus is that the game is a huge improvement regarding gameplay, music, animations, etc. There was just a story holding it back from a full 100%. It was a game hated by many, but on the other side of the coin, adored as well. We're here today to find out if these issues are all fixed in the new Borderlands 4. Well, welcome everybody. As you heard from my intro self, we are taking a look at Borderlands 4 today. There will be spoilers since I'll be going through the story, so consider yourself warned from this point forwards, ladies and gentlemen. We start off by watching the trademark Marcus dialogue with the ink drawing in the background, summarizing the planet Kairos, a planet hidden away from the outside universe, and the only way to get there is by complete chance or accident. The planet's ruled by Ultron. Oh, I'm sorry. The Timekeeper. But now that I think about it, he kinda looks like Vision. But anyways, after the end of Borderlands 3, the planet was opened up with Lilith's sacrifice, and now we play as the new Vault Hunters hunting the Vault here. The cutscene that follows introduces us to the badassery of said Vault Hunters. We got Rafa, the cyberpunk demon that escaped Edgerunner, Harlow, the playable version of Tiny Tina with her love of explosions, Amon, the fusion between Kratos and Reinhardt, and Vex, the Siren, or as quoted, a fucking witch. They get captured and sent to the character selection screen. Time to make a decision on who to play. This was a pretty hard decision to make. As a working man, I don't have a lot of time to explore everybody, so I had to be real sure about my choice here. I chose Vex because I have never played as a Siren and thought, why not give it a try? I was not influenced by anything one bit. Not a single bit.
Arise.
I select my character and get taken to the Timekeeper, where he unconsensually turned me into Iron Man before RJ busts through with his Nathan Drake cosplay to save me. The first sign of gameplay was initialized by Echo, but given the terrible optimization of this game, I wasn't sure if I was playing a game or presenting in front of the class back in high school. Oh my god. I'm trying to fix this goddamn game. Everything's dying. It did smooth out after the shaders were finished downloading, so I won't complain too much. We fought through this first set piece until we got to the point where RJ handed us a tool to become Spider-Man. This was a great addition to the franchise. We got to the first boss soon after, and oh boy, watching back the clips made me regret not going pro. What the hell am I watching? We defeated the boss, but what comes after is pretty sad indeed. Remember that Dorito core the Timekeeper forcefully shoved into my body? Well, as it turns out, he put that into as many people as he can because he can control the individuals containing it. And at this moment, he is controlling me to put an end to RJ. Thankfully, RJ's smart and was able to help me regain control by having Echo transfer his link to it to me. But unfortunately, was no longer able to break the Timekeeper's control himself. Washed up on a shore like a piece of plastic polluting our ocean, I was woken up by a fan favorite character and one of my personal worst annoyances of all time. Oh my god. Claptrap gave us a tour of his base with a side of complimentary AAA hot dogs that ended with us joining the Crimson Resistance. Somehow. And the first mission he gives to us is to fight through a camp to get a jetpack. Now, helping Claptrap is not my forte, but I can get behind this.
I am Iron Man.
We then help him find a new safe house using the new jetpack we got. The new base comes with a couple of vending machines, bounty board, and a new electric collar to satisfy Claptrap's kink. He also said a lot of things, but I didn't catch a single bit of it due to my TikTok brain. Afterwards, you can do whatever you want. You can travel to anywhere on the map. You can go slay Cratch for some EXP. You can go find collectibles, symbols, try to find a vault. Whatever you want to do, you can do it. It's basically to your heart's desire. But the main mission is to find the Outbinders HQ, and that's what I did first. After we get there, we had to fight a bunch of clankers. Robots. My bad, it slipped out. But after that, you have to find Rush, the protein-loving maniac. He's the leader of this group, and he tells us to meet Conway. Conway's job is to give us a vehicle, so we can travel through all of Kairos. Once you get that vehicle, that's when the open world really starts, because you ain't going nowhere on foot. This map is huge. Next, we have to help the Outbounders find a bolt scanner and also the bolt of like high commanding order officers or robots in order to get more information and resources as well. This part of the game has a lot of mobbing, so you fight through an entire base full of mobs and then you get to a final boss. You fight that boss, beat him up, get some loot, and then you go back to the Outbounders to proceed to the next mission. I'm not gonna lie, these story missions within Borderlands 4 has a lot of tedious little side objective that really doesn't need to be done, and I'm gonna explain this more in detail at the end, but I'm just gonna skip straight to the important parts of the campaign. But next we track down a defected order scientist named Zydra. She's gonna help us break through the Timekeeper's city. We find her in her hut, and she gets completely kidnapped by Isolator Soul, one of the Timekeeper's lieutenants. I'll talk about him more in just a minute, but first, we need to rescue Zydra from a meat processing plant. We get in there, fight some enemies before getting to the boss. She teleports out of there, we fight the boss and beat his ass, and then we meet back up with her. This is where she breaks down basically 80% of the campaign. She tells us the Timekeeper never strays away from his vault, sitting right in the middle of his city. And in order to get access to that, we need to get the command bolt, aka the little triangle thing, from all three of his lieutenants, Idolator Soul, Vile Lictor, and Callus. She tells us once we have the command bolt from all three of these lieutenants, we will be able to get access to the city and the vault. She also gives us the option to hunt down whoever we want first, but since I'm closest to Soul, that's who I went for. Together with the help of the Outbounders and also Rush's sacrifice,
Emergency fast travel complete.
You got baited. You got baited. You got baited.
that was childish, my apologies. You get inside and you mob like always before getting to Soul. Now the way I would like to describe Soul is that he's a tank full of ego and he's a big simp for the Timekeeper, but he's basically a Bane character with all those features. He hits hard but is very slow, so it's very easy to dodge all of his attacks. We defeat him pretty easily to get that command bolt. We return back to the Outbounders HQ, and that completes the first area of the campaign. And that's basically the cookie cutter for all the lieutenants. You get into a new region, you find the group that's currently fighting the lieutenant, you help them out with a couple side quests here and there, and then you fight the lieutenant to get their command bolt. I'm not gonna get into too much detail, so let's brief through it real quick. The next lieutenant I went after was Callus, the Ripper Queen. She's located in Carcadia Burns. The first person we meet here is named Quinn. Quinn is pretty useless, but he was able to lead us to a couple of familiar faces, Zane and Moxie. Zane was a former Vault Hunter from Borderlands 3, if you didn't know. And Moxie is a fan favorite character that always helped out the Vault Hunters. We then also meet Zane's ex, Levain. She is the leader of this region's resistant group. With the help of Zane and Levain, we were able to take down the Ripper Queen. And unlike Soul, the Ripper Queen actually has her own agenda. She was pretty psychotic. She wanted to create her own small little army and also travel to the moon to obtain more power to overpower the Timekeeper. But after Carcadia Burns, we make our way to Terminus Range. This is where Vile Lictor resides in, and the person of interest we're helping out this time is named Defiant Calder. He's part of a group called the Augurs. In fact, he leads them, but as of right now when we first meet him, he's been exiled. Vile Lictor was at one point also an Augur, but he later on betrayed them. We also meet Amara here, another Vault Hunter from Borderlands 3. In this game, she's currently looking for Lilith, a former Vault Hunter as well, and also the leader of the Crimson Resistance. We then found Lilith in one of the missions, or so we thought was Lilith. It turns out the mysterious siren that we met alongside Mara was actually RJ from the beginning of the game. After beating Vile Lictor, RJ reveals himself and informs us that he was tortured through countless dimensions in order to get to this point. He doesn't have any beef with us, but his main goal is sealing off Lilith in the Face Dimension, because apparently she's gonna be the end of the world. Unfortunately for him, Amara's mission is to get Lilith back. But that shouldn't concern us, since our only goal is to defeat the Timekeeper. But no, we got all 3 command bolts, and then we were manipulated by Amara into believing that Lilith is the strongest siren in the world, so she's gonna be a big help during the Timekeeper fight. Zane joined us in a little fan service, and we even travel all the way up to the moon via the Ripper Queen's elevator. RJ tried to stop us midway. Spoilers alert, he was not able to at all. We make it up to the moon, and when we're about to rescue Lilith from the phase dimension, the Ripper Queen somehow out of nowhere travel all the way up to the moon via the railing, I guess, of her elevator, and we have to fight her again, but we defeat her easily. With that little side quest done, we head back to Zydra for her to crack open the command bolts in order for us to use it. And then we proceed to Dominion, the Timekeeper city, in order to confront him. Along the way, we were stopped by his defenses near the Ascension Tower, and amidst the chaos, he fires a laser that disables Echo 4. Zydra teleports us back before the laser hits us next. But unfortunately, if you remember, Echo 4 was the only thing that was stopping the Timekeeper from taking control of our body or our mind. With Echo 4 disabled, he has free reign. So he did the most despicable thing possible. Using our body and using our hand, he eliminated all the people in the safe house, including Zydra, and she was the only person that he adored. Then he proceeds to make us eliminate ourselves, but out of sheer willpower, I guess, we managed to break free. RIP Zydra. She fought well until the very end. Or even more so, because she left all her information and all her knowledge on how to get into the Ascension Tower in secret from the Timekeeper. We go retrieve that information and make our way to the Timekeeper. During the fight against the Timekeeper, we find out that he's actually a primordial entity that's here to guard this vault. This makes so much sense as to why he never leaves the vault, because he's actually charged to stay here. Like, he doesn't have a choice. He has to defend this vault. But we defeat him anyway, and end of the game, right? Happy ending. Whee! Nope, we go into the vault, and guess who's waiting for us? Freaking RJ. RJ, the stupid idiot, is sitting inside the vault waiting for us and is mad and salty for I don't know what reason. I understand why he resents us, right? He handed over control of Echo 4, and therefore we get to walk around free while he was being tortured. But what did he expect us to do? From the epilogue, we all thought he was dead. I'm not gonna go look for someone that's dead. That makes no sense. Anyways, we fought him, defeated him, and then we looted the vault with Lilith. And a being within the vault appeared, resembling Lilith a lot in her Phoenix form, so I'm assuming this is her from like either a different timeline or a different time but in our timeline. And that's about it for the main story of Borderlands 4. I glossed over a lot of information via the region itself and the missions in between fighting the lieutenants. But as you can see, I didn't mention Calder, Levain, Zane, Amara, or even Lilith for that matter. The only person that was even remotely useful was Zydra, and she was needed because she was an Order scientist. We basically did everything ourselves against the Timekeeper. After we finished defeating the lieutenant for each region, the surviving group advised us that they stand with the Crimson Raider and was going to help us against the Timekeeper. But that wasn't shown at all, which makes me think we did not need to do a lot of these missions. We just needed to defeat the lieutenant and then go straight back to Zydra and head straight to Dominion. In fact, when we were in Dominion, the Timekeeper was taking over their bodies and threatened us to have them end themselves. So if anything, they're more of a burden. Overall, I thought the story was pretty weak. The blueprint for each region was way too obvious. All of them happened the exact same way, which is different variations. It was definitely better than 3, but I wouldn't say by much. Alright, now let's talk about the gameplay. The gameplay for Borderlands 4 is amazing, hands down the best in the series. The gunplay feels smooth, responsive, and every gun feels like it's doing something. Well, that is until you get to late game. But one of the best features I would like to bring up is the Encore system. Being able to restart a boss fight or a drill site right at the entrance without reloading is amazing. I don't know who came out with that system, but they clearly need a raise. It made farming so much easier when comparing to previous entries. But there is one thing I would like to bring up though regarding the rarity percentages. I know they lower the rates on how often you can get a legendary, but by God, it takes forever sometimes. For example, after I finished beating the main story, I wanted to go get some of the best weapons out there. And when I was farming for the Hot Slugger, best weapon in the game, hands down. It took me so long. I'm pretty sure I sat there for around like 2 to 3 hours because my setup wasn't that good. But Jesus Christ, man. And then after I got the hot slugger, I went to fix my build and went to farm my drill site. It's not an exaggeration to say I went from level like 40 all the way to 50. Maybe even less, like maybe around like 35 to 50. And I barely got anything as well. There was maybe like 1 or 2 legendary drops along the way. Also about purple drops, there are so much in the goddamn loot pool because I need a knife, especially the penetrating one, in order for me to get my full Vex build on. But it is impossible. It's impossible. I've dropped at least like 20 to 30 hours farming drill sites and it's never dropped even one single time. So overall, raise the rate just a little bit. Like, I know you guys are trying to fix the rates from Borderlands 3, but making it next to impossible is just, it's not really that fun, I'm gonna be honest. With all that being said, I did really enjoy the grind, even though it's taken me forever and I still don't have it, but I had fun. I had a lot of fun playing this game. I definitely recommend it. If you're a heavy story guy, maybe save until like Christmas time because it's almost here and it's probably gonna go on sale for a bit. And of course, I can't talk about this game without mentioning the optimization for it. As of October 10th, 2025, the game has put out a couple patches that did fix a lot of the optimization issue, so I don't think you should worry about it. But if somebody, by miracle, at Gearbox is watching this, please take Randy's Twitter away from him. I'm not trying to talk any smack, but oh my god, dude. It's hard to not call the guy a clown after that tweet.